But this avatar is, you guys, it's what I got from this weekend is that's not the value I add. The value I add is how can I help take someone's pain to a place of surviving? How can I take this state of anger to joy? How can I take this unhappiness to this like living an extraordinary life with an amount of abundance, right? Because significance and abundance it's not tied to money. It's legitimately tied to how you feel. And you can change all of that simply by just changing your body and the way your posture is and the way that you communicate. But the value that you add to people, and I really need you to understand this, is it's not in a post about something awesome happening in your life, but it's really when you're going and starting conversations with people that you're in this state of like, how can I take their pain away? How can I change their state of anger? How can I change how they feel so insignificant? Or how can I be a part of them not body bashing anymore? Or how can I literally take them to a new place? Sorry for all of the noise. I'm gonna go in. Sorry, I'm gonna go all over the place over here. But hold on a second. But this value that you add to people is so different than. Sorry, this is a mess over here. Okay, I'm gonna close this door. But it's this value, so it's like you have this ability to change the value of someone's life, and that is exactly your X factor. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good, because like me being a boxer mom or like whatever, like even if I attracted a boxer mom, it doesn't mean that I'm going to add value to their life. Like it might attract them to me and they might follow me, but the thing is when you're in your conversations, I simply think it even means the way that your posture is in your conversations. Like I want you to join my challenge group, period. It's going to be really fun. It's going to transform your life, period. This has transformed my life, period. I just don't think that that's changing and adding any value to anyone, except if you're like, you don't understand. Like you get in there and you're like, this is crazy. So I had this coach who hopefully she'll watch this or hopefully get on this Tuesday call that wants to quit. And I was saying, it's interesting that you're living in a state of blame. That you can literally add so much value to other people, but instead you just want to run away. That's on you, and this is from a place of love. And but you're just only wanting to take. You're only wanting to take. And so in your conversations, are you only wanting to take? Oh man, if I say this, then they'll join me, and then I'll get Success Club, then I'll hit those goals. Like, are you just wanting in the state of take? But what if you lived in the state of gratitude, in the state of giving? Because when you can give, that's when you can truly live. When you can give, that is truly when you're at a different state, and you start to really understand the value you have to give to other people. Isn't so much that they buy a challenge pack, which they will if you start changing the way you communicate with people. You start changing your language, if you start changing your body posture, if you even start changing the thoughts that are in your head when you're messaging people of, oh God, I messaged 30 people today, instead of like, man, I'm gonna add so much fucking value to one person today and go so deep with them, and they're gonna realize that they don't have to live like this anymore. It starts to really change your approach to how you want to do this business. And I really started to think more about that because you start to put pressure on yourself in this business of creating an avatar of like, well, like maybe this is what will get me, because you guys know what to do. I think that's the biggest thing is like, you know how to do your crap, but why aren't you getting there? And I was thinking about that for my own self of like, oh, Success Club 10 or 15 is like the most important thing in the entire world. Oh, Julianne, that sucks. That's not good enough because other people, so I can't even talk like that with like, I have to put my finger in my nose because I cannot even take myself seriously when I'm talking about stupid shit. Literally, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like, it'll move your business forward, but like in the sense of like monetary stuff, but like literally you can add so much value to people's lives that that where you get filled up and fulfilled in life has nothing to do and attached to a dollar. But the thing is when you do get you get abundantly rich, and not just with money. It'll create security, right? And that's what we all crave, I think. It'll create just like this insane momentum of being able to bless more people. I think it's Pitbull. Pitbull came to Unleash the Power Within, by the way. He did a concert, and he was talking about like, how did he word this? Oh, shoot. He says, oh, money doesn't fulfill you, or something like that. Like, that's what he said. And then his friend said, it is when you give it away. You will be so rich. You'll want to get so rich because you'll just want to give it away. And they're saying, if you guys are like, just like, I want you to think about this in this business. What could you give away to people without expecting anything in return? And I think it's more than a post. I think it's more than a number of likes or whatever on your social media. Like, what can you give someone that will make you abundantly rich, but make them even richer? And I was like, dang, it's in the quality of your conversations. Where literally, I feel like if someone's like, Julianne, it's too expensive, I'll be like, that's fucking bullshit, is what I'm going to respond to them with. I'm so serious. And just be like, you are in so much pain, anxiety, and you're so insecure that is fucking bullshit, that you will start to hide behind a monetary thing because you're so afraid to realize that you're in that much pain, that much anxiety, and that kind of state of mind. And if you guys knew me 4 days ago, I never cussed. I'm so serious. Ask Laura, ask Teresa. They're my very good friends. I don't, but you want to know something? On every call, I'd always say freaking. I would always say freaking. But really, I think in my heart, I was wanting to say something else, because Tony Robbins was talking about, he's like, okay, you can say booty, butt, or ass. Which one do you like? We're like, whoa, right? Like, if you're saying penis or cock, like, which one would you be like, whoa? And it's like kind of the same thing, where literally, yeah, like how I'm feeling is like, this is going to fucking change your life. This is going to change your life. This is going to change your life. No, it's not. So you're coming from this state of like, you are going to transform, and what can you give people? So when you're thinking about your avatar, I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry, but we took you in a direction that I don't think is actually going to propel you. We took you into a direction that's like, list out your 5 roles and live like that, and talk about your 5 roles. But if you're not truly adding value to people, and I'm not talking about, here's a free recipe. No, like the value that you can really add to someone is not allowing them to stay in a state of stuck. The value that you can add someone is not allowing them to not move forward in life because of a $160 challenge pack. By the way, it's so cheap. I always thought that. But what I really thought about this weekend, did you know if you wanted to do one-on-one coaching with Tony Robbins, it's $1 million for 14 hours. Do you want to know how many clients he has that pay $1 million to get coached for 14 hours with Tony Robbins? I was like, because his value, I was thinking about it. I was like, I thought that this seminar, I thought I was going to walk on fire, which I did, which I was like, wow, I'm so naive. I had no idea. And I thought like $900, Teresa and I are going to Rise in LA. I was like, tight chest. And now I'm like, whoa, okay. Like this has transformed my life. I would pay for this over and over and over and over and over again. In fact, I'm going to. Like, that's just what's going to happen. But $1 million, because his value is so good. Like, and it's not like this man, I'm so serious. Like, he was on stage, and like Grant Cardone is like, I want everyone to know my name. And Tony is like, I want to feed 3 million people, and you guys have got to transform and stop living in this state. You have to stop being, he says you have to stop suffering. He said this, he says, you're not a victim, you're a volunteer. You have volunteered yourself to live in a state of pain. You have volunteered yourself to always be angry when people are talking loudly behind you. You have volunteered yourself to get so irritated by other people because you can't face the fact that you are struggling, that in your heart you are struggling. And so I was like, okay, like, how can you add value to people's life? You guys, so when you're attacking your business, like the thing is like, you can master your mind, but it doesn't mean that your mind's not going to try to master you. It's going to constantly try to do it. And so multiple times already since Wednesday, I've had things pop up, or I've had thoughts prop up, if that makes sense. He said, if you want to lose weight, you know what to do, but people aren't willing to train. Like for your mind, you hate how you talk to yourself. You hate how you talk to yourself and how you feel about yourself, but you're not willing to train and get out of that, if that makes sense. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh. So think about these people who you need to add value to, where if you're like, I was like Lisa Locke, who was with me. She said, Julianne, I don't think I could have done this a year ago because of how much Beachbody and this process has helped me get to this state of realizing that I need to train my mind, right? I was like, that's so cool. Where I feel like we're already at an advantage because we really do care about wellness. We do really care about changing our mindset and being better. But even so, the last 4 years, I've been so crippled by that money is hard to come by. Like, so, that's bullshit. I've been so conditioned to think that, right? And I was like, that's so crazy that even 4 years that limiting stupid fucking belief that's not real, it's like funny, is like has controlled me. And yet I've been doing this for 4 years, training myself. You know what I'm saying? So imagine the person that you're helping, they haven't even taken a step to even like try to train. Like I feel like we're on this journey of trying at least, right? So that value that you're gonna add, I could tell you, take massive action. Go message 100 people. I bet one person would say yes. That's not gonna fulfill you. Like, I really don't think it's going to. I think it's gonna actually drive you crazy. And I was like, dang. But what if you approached all of your live videos, all of your social media, all of your conversations in this, like, I'm a lion and I'm ready to roar and you're not a sheep. That literally you're looking at these people and you're like, you are about to transform. And your pain isn't a state you have to stay in. You being overweight is not where you have to stay anymore. That you being in an abusive relationship is not where you have to be anymore. And I believe that what I'm offering is going to transform you. And so then what do you do then? Someone buys something from you, and it is your obligation, your duty to approach them each time with this presence of hope, this presence of transformation. Because they don't buy and then you leave them, right? But even if they buy, you don't just like schedule all your posts and say, hey, but you literally go so deep, so hard with these people that literally they live life abundantly. And I think that's exactly what all of us crave ourselves. But what if you could take part into massively creating abundance around you? And so this is what I want you guys to do. It's gonna be creepy as shit. So literally do this, like just like hard, do it. Now press your thumbs in the middle of your palms, and I want you to like rest your palms on your knees. You can probably start to feel your palms if you start to really feel your palms. There's so much abundance to give. Now what I want you to do is I want you to put your hands like this. Focus on your palms. Move your hands back and forth. Can you feel that? Now take a finger, this one, whatever one, and I want you to turn it. Really focus on your palms. When you do this, you have this energy that radiates from you actually. And that's why when you can walk into your room and you can kind of feel it. Or have you guys ever like, maybe you've been caught doing this, or like you're in a room and you like feel someone staring at you and you like look at them and they're staring at you, or like you're looking at someone and they feel it and you make eye contact with them and it's so awkward. Next time just smile and just like whatever. We have this energy that actually is with us, and we're doing all these practices, and literally like we did this, Lisa sat, and Lisa was thinking about her husband Matt. And I could feel on the top of her head, cause so like my hands weren't even like this. I could feel like this, but I could feel the energy. It was super weird. This sounds so weird, but it's so cool. And she started listening, or like thinking about Matt. And because Master Co was this is the guy. He was talking about like, think about the person that you love the most and like, well, how they make you feel and all stuff. So I could like feel the energy. But then he's like, now I want you to think about the world. And I want you to think about all the people that you could help. And literally, this is so freaky. My hands went like this. I could feel like the expansion of energy, like that was radiating from Lisa and like her thoughts. Anyway, what if you created this presence on social media through your conversations that your X factor isn't your roles in life, that your X factor isn't whether you've lost 35 pounds or not, but your X factor is this contagious energy that is so full of love and life, just so full of peace. Doesn't mean that you're going to feel pain. Pain is inevitable. Pain is going to happen, but you can change your state just like this. Anytime you go through pain, anytime you go through a limiting belief, you can change it in an instant. And what if you created this value, that this presence of fully being there for people and taking them deep? And it just hit me, you guys, that I was like, dang, that is 100% what I've been missing in my business. And I've taken a break. So on Wednesday to now, I literally like haven't even asked Laura, asked Teresa, they've been texting me. I had like 30 text messages waiting for me. I don't even know how many messages I have in my inbox. I don't know what has happened on social media. I barely have gotten a post up and survived. I've survived and I'm so happy. And I was thinking, I was like, man, like I can legitimately transform the lives of other people simply because I'm training myself to do the same. But then two, approaching everybody so differently, that how you are. So if you were to like be in the same room with someone and like they do this, watch yourself. You're probably going to do the same thing. Mirror them. Like you're going to realize like when someone's all talking, you guys are going to all be like this. So what if like on social media that you start mirroring these people that you're talking to? You can feel it. But what if you brought an energy that was so contagious? That was me like walking Wyatt and waving. I mean, there was a lady really pissed off. I was just walking and she just stopped and she smiled really hard at me, even though she was like complaining about something. And I just kept going. And then another lady was just like she was really like, oh my gosh, like that. I was like, hey, and then just like, hi, or just like smiling. That it changed their state. All of those people reacted so differently with me because I'm so happy. And so what about your social media that all of these energy suckers, all these people who literally are in a state of like awfulness, that you can bring yourself in these conversations and stop mirroring necessarily how they feel. But what if you start having them mirror you? And I think that's what we're missing, is that the energy we're bringing to our people. And because we're allowing their energy, their presence, and we're mirroring them and we're not realizing it. But if you can create this presence that is like so joyful, so excited, and so full of value, not in the value of Shakeology and all the ingredients in it, but literally being like, man, your pain, I've been there, and you cannot live like that anymore. That is going to change, and this is too expensive. Bullshit. You're saying that you would rather stay in this state of pain than come over here with me. I don't believe that. Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to be like, oh my gosh. Then you say a thing like bullshit or fuck, and they're going to be like, that's why Tony Robbins says that. He'll literally just cuss because you're literally like, whoa. It wakes you up. And again, like, I wasn't a cusser. I'm not saying cussing is the way to go. I'm just saying you can create. There was this guy, Joseph. The only bad word, bad word. We've been conditioned to think that, by the way. That's not a bad word. Oh my gosh. See, conditioned. We've been conditioned to think this. He said ass. He's like, shake that ass. So every day we have to shake our ass. And then every day we have to walk through the doors like this. Ready? Watch this. I went to a key yesterday, Laura. A key. We love a key. Walk through, everyone's like outside on the patio, and I walk in, drinking, like all stuff. I walk in and I just go like this, and just like kept on walking, did it again through another door, and the guy's like, welcome to the restaurant. I was like, thank you, I'm here, and just like kept going. People were gravitating towards my energy. It was amazing. I know that this was like an insane call. Julianne's gone crazy.